Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. Now I'm often asked whether I collect vintage trading cards, and I have to say I do, but I don't really have a sort of great way of displaying them because the bulk of my collection here is toys, and that's really what is on display. So all of the vintage trading cards I have sit in this blue box on one of my shelves. So today I thought it would be nice just to sort of open up this box and take you through and show you some of the bits that are in my collection, some of which I've had since I was a child and other things I sort of picked up over the years. It's a real sort of mishmash and sort of mixture of different cards from movies and TV shows, and it's just sort of nice sometimes to sit down and have a look through them because they always bring back great memories, not just of the TV shows and movies, but of sort of when I was collecting them. So let's open up this box and I'll take you through what's inside it. Right, I'll take the lid off. I've left it at the back of the shot just so that I can actually show you what's inside here and make it a bit easier to get rid of the lid. As I say, it is a sort of mishmash of stuff and it's not in any particular order. We'll just start at the top. Now the top one I know is not really trading cards, but they are some oddities that I picked up quite a few years ago. I do love Battlestar Galactica and I have quite a large Battlestar Galactica collection. And when I was living in London, I went to a shop opposite where I was living that was selling birthday cards, and they'd just been sort of clearing out their old stockroom, and at the back of their sort of stockroom they found these, and these are Battlestar Galactica birthday cards. You can see each one has a different image from the show on it. Quite nice images. I think I only paid about sort of 99p per birthday card, and I just thought that was an excellent thing to find, and because I was such a sort of big Battlestar Galactica fan, I bought absolutely loads on, and I've been sort of giving them to people as birthday cards over the years. You can see they're all sort of different pictures on them. I think there's a couple of duplicates in there, but a really nice little oddity to find, and that actually sits in my trading card pack there. I've also got this, which is a Battlestar Galactica sticker. I've got a few more of these somewhere. I don't know why that odd one is in there, but there you go. It's the first thing in the box. Then we can see there's some little odd sets of cards. I think these are a couple of packs of black hole cards that I picked up a few years ago. Don't have the full set of them, but I've got enough just to sort of little browse through, and they're quite nice little cards. I can't remember actually who published these. It's probably Topps or someone like that. Does it say anywhere on them? It doesn't. Not a complete set. A lot of the stuff in here is not complete sets. At some point I probably should try and track down all the missing ones, but sometimes just a few cards helps. Oh, what's this one? Well, this is Buck Rogers again, as well as Battlestar Galactica. I do absolutely love Buck Rogers, so this is a full set of the trading cards. I assume there's probably a set of the stickers in there as well, which would be unlike me not to have both. So this is an 88 card set with just loads and loads of pictures from the shows. I do absolutely love Buck Rogers. There's a certain style to it. Everything sort of has a nice sort of 80s look to it. These were much like the Star Wars cards, so on the back you get a little bit of information, and no puzzle on these, which was very disappointing, but I have everything. So there you go, that's a full set of the Buck Rogers cards. I think those were Topps. No, definitely Topps, it says there. Then we've got, let's move on to some other ones. We have, this is Star Trek the motion picture. These are actually some from my childhood, because I remember my brother collecting these, and a few years back I actually got all of his sort of old trading cards. He's not interested in them at all, so he gave me the whole set of stuff, and I think there's a full set of motion picture cards. And you can tell that these are sort of childhood ones because quite often there'll be little marks in the corners, because we would both be collecting them. I think my brother wrote his initials in the corners of a lot of the cards. You'll see that in some of the future packs that I bring out. So yeah, nice set of cards there. I think that is the full set, and this one does have a puzzle on the back. Always good to have a puzzle on the back of these cards. So there you go, that's Star Trek the motion picture. And here are some modern ones. This is from the recent Star Wars films. I think this was called Journey to Star Wars or something. They were a set of cards that you could get quite easily. Yeah, I think Journey to the Force or something like that. I picked up with them because they do have a sort of, they do remind me of the old cards, although the quality of the card is different. It's not some nice shiny paper. It was the style of them. I thought they were quite good, so I picked up quite a few packets of them. I didn't obviously get a full set, but they're quite nice cards. Some gold foil ones there, but I probably, again, it's something I may collect the rest of them in future, but for now I've just got sort of a partial set that sit in a box like that. But, you know, they're quite nice to keep. Then now this is a set of cards that I got recently because I did a video. I was sent a package by Carl from the YouTube channel Wax Packing, and in that pack he included an unopened pack of A-Team cards, and it just reminded me that I used to collect those as a kid, and I don't have those at all. So I went quickly onto eBay and I bought this entire set of 18 cards and stickers. I think I got them pretty cheap actually. I think it was like £5 or £6, including the nice plastic case. But this was a set that I'd remembered picking up in the playground, you know, trading with friends and getting all of these, because I was absolutely sort of so into the 18. I loved Murdoch, and I just after Carl sent me the sort of unopened pack, I thought I had to get myself the entire set so I could sort of reminisce about trading them with friends. And it really is a nice set of cards. There's a lot of them, lots of nice images. Always good to have a little checklist at the back. You can see 66 cards, and I have a feeling there's sort of 10 or more of these stickers. Does it say on them? 12 stickers there. So you can, and proper set of cards because they have puzzles on the back of them. But the reason I have this set, I'm going to blame Carl from Wax Packing. If it hadn't been for him sending me that unopened pack of cards, I wouldn't have had to go and buy this set to add to my collection. Next up we have these, which I got on a trip to Japan a few years ago. I collect Micronauts and Microman, and Ishii, the owner of Toy Cats, had a pile of these cards on his sort of desk. And this is not a full set of them, but in Japan they'd released these trading cards that showed images of every single sort of Microman figure. They are really lovely cards. I do hope to sort of one day get the sort of missing ones to finish this set. It's if you're a collector, it's lovely to see all of these shots of every single toy that was ever released. So yeah, this is not a full set, but it's fantastic. This is actually my favourite toy in the Micronauts Microman line. This is in the UK we call this the Photon Sled, but in Japan it's called the Super Sled. Absolutely love that little vehicle. So you can see it's just pictures of every toy that came out for Micronauts and Microman. So a really nice little set to have. But I do need to finish that one at some point. Now this is a big set of cards. It would take any child a very long time to collect all of these. These are the Battlestar Galactica cards from Topps, and look at the pile of those. This is a complete set, and this again is one. A lot of them came from sort of my childhood. There's a little black mark in the corner of them. That indicated that this card was from my brother's set. If it didn't have a black mark on it, then it was from my collection. And as you can see, I've sort of combined the two to make one full set of the cards. There's just so many of them. I think it's like 100 and... Well, let's get to the back and we'll see. There's 132 cards, and then I think there's supposed to be about 10 stickers. I've only obviously got 4 of the stickers here at the moment. Oh no, look, it's that number 14, so there's obviously more than 10 stickers. But it's just a fantastic set of cards, and again, like proper cards, it's got bits of stories and puzzles as well on the back of them. I think there's a couple of different images on here. I remember one being an Ovi, and one's the poster from the show. I think there might be another one as well, but absolutely fantastic set. And if you're a child back in the sort of late 70s, early 80s, collecting all of these cards would have taken forever. Just look at the pile of those. There are so many of them. It would have been very hard to get them all. But as you can see, between me and my brother, we got the lot. Oh, and then, well, this is a modern set. These are my trading cards. If you've ever sort of helped me out or got packages from me, I include one of these in everything that I send out. So far, I've made 20 different cards, so it's not the biggest sets to collect, but I've always wanted to have my own trading cards, and so when I sort of started up toy-polloi, it was something I wanted to work out how I could do, and this is as far as I got. 20 so far. In the future I may try and add more, but are they collectible? Who knows, but to me they do the job. Then another modern set of cards. This is from Mars Attacks. I'd say modern, this is probably actually sort of 20 odd years ago. On the bottom it probably has a date. Is that 1996? So yeah, not particularly modern, but I did love the Mars Attacks movie, and they made a set of trading cards from that. I don't know if I can actually get these out. They're sort of quite tightly packed into this bit of paper. So let's get those out. Oh, there we go. So you have the card on the front, which is just a bit of information, but it's all shots from the movies. They're all stuck together. Really quite nice cards, a nice sort of widescreen format. Let me see if I can break those apart. There we go. So you can see there's lots of good images from the movie. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic film. I have most of the toys from it as well. And so at the time I picked these up. It would have been a case of not collecting them, just buying them all as one full set. But certainly a nice thing to have. Another unfinished set here. This is Space 1999 cards. I think these were produced by Don Russ or something like that as a company. I do love Space 1999, and again, this is something, I think I picked these up years ago. There was a shop in London where you could buy old wax packs of cards, and I sort of went in there and I bought a few to see if I could get the full set. Again, I don't think I ever did. This is not quite a full set of cards, but lovely images from the TV show. This is all from the first season of Space 1999. I don't think they did cards for the second season, but just some sort of really nice images and sort of pictures of the cast and crew doing various things. I probably, again, this is one that I really would actually quite like to finish and get the full set of them, just because it's one of my favourite shows of all time, and I think it's just something I need to do. As you can see, I've got an unopened set of cards here. I have to say it's not unopened. I did open them to take the bubble gum out, because the bubble gum seems to be ruining a lot of these cards. So that one, many years ago, I took the bubble gum out of it. I've got a few other odd little cards there, but yeah, nice set of Space 1999 cards there. And what else have we got here? I won't open all of these. There's an odd selection of cards from the movie Alien. Bit of an odd choice to make trading cards for, considering the film was 18 rated, but you could get trading cards, so kids in the playground could play with cards from a movie they couldn't see. Then I think we've got Star Wars. I can see both sets of the Star Wars cards I have here. These are my childhood Star Wars cards, so again they will be marked in the corners depending on whether they were from my brother's collection or from my collection. So here we have the blue set of cards. These are complete, and you can see there it's got a T in the corner. That means this is my brother's set of cards. There's T's on all of them. I'm sure a lot of collectors wouldn't want these because they have been marked like that, but for me that just shows that these are the ones I had as a kid, or that my brother had. Lovely to have that sort of full set. And we've also got the red set of them here. Again, these are my childhood ones. Again, my brother's set. I wonder where my set went, but you can see there you go. It's got a T in the corner to show that it's my brother's. But look at that, a full set of cards that we've had for all those years. Very nice to see those. Next, there are 3 boxes of these cards, and these are all from Battlestar Galactica. Early sort of, well, late 90s, early 2000s. I think there was a bit of a sort of resurgence in vintage Battlestar Galactica stuff, and these were made by Dart Flip Cards. They produced a set which were all sort of foil backed. Let's see what they look like. And again, I had to pick up all of these because I'm a big sort of Battlestar Galactica fan. They're not the nicest of cards because they've got this sort of foil backing. The tops of them tend to scratch quite badly, but you can see there's some sort of interesting cards showing diagrams of the vehicles and that. So I picked up that was the base set of cards, of which, well, there's quite a lot of them. There's 72 cards and a whole load of sort of special edition ones. And then they've started producing some other sort of extra sets of them, all like autograph issues and things like that. So I picked up all of those as well. So I think this is the next set. Are these the autograph cards? Yeah, I don't know what these ones are. Obviously I went a bit crazy with them and started buying absolutely loads of them. You can see these are full sets, so there's images from sort of later episodes in the run of the TV show. Lots of those. I did buy them because I liked them at the time, but now looking at them, I don't actually think they're particularly nice cards. I don't like the quality of them. They don't have that sort of nice feel to them. But you can see I did go crazy. So this set, I'm not quite sure what this set has. It's got obviously got an extra set with images from Battlestar Galactica 1980 at the back of it, but the first part of the pack is sort of from the first season of Battlestar Galactica. They just don't have that sort of right feel to me to be trading cards. Very strange sort of card to them, but as you can see at the time I obviously liked them because I spent quite a lot of money getting all of these sets and buying plastic cases for them to keep them in. Now I look back at them, they're not as great as I remember. Certainly not going to get rid of them. There's no point in getting rid of things like this, but yeah, don't really have the sort of memories that a lot of the other trading cards here do have for me. I can see one other set of Battlestar Galactica cards here, and this is the Wonder Bread cards, so the ones that you've got in packets of bread. These were only released in the US, so I spent quite a lot of time tracking them down to get a copy sent over here and getting sort of the nicest versions of the cards I could. You can see it's not a massive collection of cards, but it's nice to get them all. It's 36 in this series, and they will say on them somewhere Wonder Bread, I assume. But yeah, these all came in packs of cards, so generally a little bit harder to find than some of the other trading cards. But really nice images there, and they do look completely different to the other sort of Topps trading cards that were released. Next up, another little oddity. I think I've actually reviewed these separately already on this channel, and that is my Lost in Space cards. I absolutely love that movie for some reason. I know a lot of people didn't like them, and they did these cards inside packets of Kellogg's Frosties. So you bought a pack of Frosties and you'd find one of these sort of plastic sealed things inside, which contained one lenticular card and one sort of normal card. And I spent ages saving up these little tokens. You can see here there's one token, and collecting a full set of them. So there's the normal cards, non-lenticular, and then we get to the back and there is the sort of lenticular versions of cards. You can see they move as you sort of tilt them. They're quite nice cards, I think. And the idea was that this token, I think you saved up 6 or 10 of them, and you could send it off with a couple of pounds, and you could get this little case which has the robot on the front of it for holding all of the cards in. So I did that. I remember I was working at the time, I was sitting in the office every day. I'd have a bowl of Kellogg's Frosties just so that I could work my way through and get the tokens to collect this full set. So even as an adult, I'm tempted by these sort of trading card sets, and I had to complete that one. Then we can move on. I can see there is the complete 2 sets of Superman cards. I think these were childhood ones again. I can see straight away this pack certainly has a T on the front, which is for my brother's set of cards. Some of them don't have a T, so I'm guessing that one was mine, it's my brother's. But yeah, so there's a full set of the white Superman cards. Really quite nicely, not from 1978. So yeah, I'm guessing my brother was probably more into these than me, just because he was a little bit older than me. And then we have the red set as well. I'm assuming this is complete, and it must be again from my brother's lot. Oh no, maybe not. These don't actually have markings on them, so maybe this is my set. Oh, actually, see, there's a D there, so definitely this is my set of cards here. So 2 complete sets of Superman trading cards. The first set, which goes up to number 66, and then this red set, which goes from number 67 onwards. I guess it goes right up to 132. So this is the same amount of cards as there was in that Battlestar Galactica pile. There's a lot to collect there. Now we're getting towards the bottom of the box, so it's just a few sort of little odds and ends and stragglers here. You can see there's a few cards from the Close Encounters of the Third Kind set. I don't remember where I picked these up, because you can see some of them are pretty damaged. That's got quite a lot of fading and yellowing to it. But what a fantastic card that is. Lovely little image there. I don't think you actually see that in the movie particularly, but what a nice image of one of the aliens. So yeah, you can see, look, I've got 5 cards from this set. Not the biggest of collections, but I think when I pick odd cards up like this, I just like to keep them one day in the hope that I'll find more. So yeah, just a few little odd ones. So there's another sort of set like that here, which is just little oddities that I've picked up. So there's a card from the TV show Kung Fu. There's what's one of the sort of space missions, sort of NASA missions. Who's that one? That's John Glenn on there. So there's some sort of NASA space era cards. Then a couple of cards from Land of the Giants, a show that I absolutely used to love as a child, sort of watching on a Sunday morning. I didn't know they made trading cards for it, so there's just 3 cards there that I've managed to find from that. And then we've got a couple from Planet of the Apes, and some odd Star Wars things, Star Wars identity cards from episode 1. I wonder where those came from. But as you can see, so I've got a few sort of little odds and ends of pieces there. Just, I can never get rid of them. I find something like that, it goes in my box here, and at some point, you know, I never know, I might find some more of them. Then we've got, what else have we got here? Let's just get a few of these out, a few of these odd bits. Oh, well, there's the stickers that go with the Buck Rogers cards that I showed you earlier on. This must be the full sticker set to go with those. Again, quite nice images from the show, and on the back a puzzle, which always makes for a good set of cards. So yeah, nice full set of stickers to go with my Buck Rogers trading cards, and even some packets, empty packets of Buck Rogers stickers. I do have the Panini album for Buck Rogers, and at one point I was trying to complete it by buying up old packets of the stickers. I still don't think I've actually ever managed to complete it, but I kept the packets because they're too nice to throw away. And again, at some point someone may be interested in those. Another thing to keep. What have we got here? These are some Japanese Beast Wars cards. So this is Transformers Beast Wars from a later season in the line. I don't think this is an early season of Beast Wars. This is the computer generated sort of TV show from, again, late 90s, early 2000s, I'd say. But these are Japanese cards. Not a complete set, just an odd few that I've decided to keep. So as I say, this is sort of where all of my trading cards are kept. There's probably a few more little odd gems in here, but I don't think I'm going to rummage too much. I know there's some things from, what are these? This looks like these are Walt Disney cards from The Rescuers, so some stickers from that. I think these are childhood ones again, because me and my brother used to sort of get them. Doesn't look like there's a complete set of them there, and then some odd little bits and some unopened packets that I've picked up over the years. Now these ones were very kindly sent to me by Tony from the Analog Toys channel. He sent me a whole box of stuff a few years back, and he included these unopened Panini stickers, and so far they are still unopened. I didn't want to open them because I just like the look of the cards. I've got some other little oddities here. There's a pack of unopened Dick Tracy cards, Robocop 2, and some Terminator official cards that I've never opened. I think I picked these up on a trip to Japan one time, and just decided that I wasn't going to open them. I quite like them like that. But so there you go. That is my collection of trading cards and stuff. And you can see it really does sort of vary from sort of TV shows to movies, but a lot of it is stuff that I had as a child, like these Superman cards. I just sort of can't get rid of them, but I don't really have space to display them, so most of the time they live in this plastic crate, and every once in a while I add new items to it. The crate is actually pretty full, so I'm going to have to buy a new one at some point, but it just is my sort of memory box of things from my childhood. And yeah, I probably should display them a bit better. I think it would be quite nice to actually be able to sort of flick through them a bit easier. But for now, this is where they live, and it will continue that way, I think. So I hope it's been of interest to you just to see sort of my wild and varied collection of trading cards. It's certainly actually been quite fun just to sort of rummage through them again. I do this every couple of years, as I say. I find it very enjoyable. So I hope this video has been of interest to you. If it has, then hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.